I've been getting a lot of comments and messages just asking about how I started my business, so this video is going to be just that. Save it for inspiration and let me know if you have any questions regarding starting a business. So I'm 24 now. I went to the University of Cincinnati and got my degree in organizational leadership, my 4-year degree. And I never knew quite what I wanted to do. I just knew that I didn't want to sit in an office and work my life away on a computer. So I decided that I did want to start a business, but I wasn't sure what kind of business I wanted to start. I knew I had always been into cleaning and it was a passion of mine, but I wasn't sure if I could make a whole business out of it. But I believed in myself and I went for it. I registered my business, got an LLC, and I started taking clients just by myself at first. I charged a very low rate, and my clients had the understanding that these were my first couple cleans. I was learning. I had to teach myself everything. I had to teach myself how to clean. I had to teach myself, my own systems, all the supplies that I used, the vacuums that I used. I tried a lot of different things until I found what worked. I started to accumulate a few clients. I just practiced and I was very kind to my first couple clients, so they wanted to keep me around. So when I had enough clients throughout the week to where I felt like I couldn't clean by myself, I went out and I searched for my first helper. At the time, I hired my first cleaner as a 1099 because that's what my accountant said to do. 1099s are cheaper than employees and it is a great place to start. But I suggest if you're trying to grow your business, then you want to move towards employees eventually. So anyways, I hired one 1099 and then a few months later, I hired another 1099 and then another and another. And at this time, it was super rocky. It was very hard to find not only good people, but people that would stay. Because I was trying to grow my business. I was trying to learn how to be a leader, learn how to be a boss, and try to teach people things that I wasn't quite confident in myself yet. So for 2 years, I worked out of my garage. My 1099 helpers came to my house every single day, and they would grab their supplies from my garage, and then I would send them out in teams of 2. Eventually, once I got my shit together, I made those 1099s, at least the ones that were still with me, employees, W-2 employees. And that has helped my business so much because my employees prefer it actually because they don't have to keep their own taxes. I'm paying taxes for them and it's just easier for them in that sense. It also just gave me more control. I did make a video about the difference between a 1099 and a W-2, but if you have questions over that, let me know and I can rediscuss it. It's kind of complicated. Employees are more expensive, but it's worth it. Because employees are more expensive, you have to make sure that your prices reflect that. Employees are expensive in general, but I also pay my employees pretty well for being cleaners. So my prices have to be decently higher than the average price. We also carry insurance. I have a bookkeeper. I have an accountant. One of my employees does my laundry. I have an office. I have all of these expenses because they're necessary for me to grow. If your goal is to not be in the business forever, you have to make that a goal and you have to put systems in place to where you don't get stuck in the business. For me, I always knew that I loved cleaning. It was a passion of mine, but I didn't want to be stuck cleaning all day, every single day. So I had to put systems in place and hire people to do things for me, so it freed up my time to go do other things. Now, one of my employees has been with me for a little bit, and she just graduated college as well, and she wants to make it a career, early career for herself. So I'm going to start, I pay myself salary now. I'm going to start paying her salary soon, and she's actually going to take over a lot of the things I do now. Possibly the scheduling, the office maintenance, hiring, walkthroughs, things like that. So I can go and focus on marketing, growing my business more. Right now we have about 100 residential clients. I would like to get into commercial a little bit and explore that area. But I can't do that if I'm spending all my time managing the current team that I have now. So she's going to do that for me. So essentially, you have to start somewhere. I would suggest starting by yourself, but be very goal-oriented and driven, and know that every step you take needs to be a step towards removing yourself from that everyday hustle, so that first of all, you can have your mental sanity back, and second of all, it gives you more options and more brain power to grow and expand in the future.